Hey everyone, Abhijit here from PyNet Labs, and today we're talking about the top 5 mistakes we make while learning AI for network engineering. And most people don't even realize they're making these mistakes. So let's get started. In this video today, we're going to talk about the 5 main mistakes people make while they think of learning artificial intelligence or machine learning from the context of network automation or from the context of network engineering, right?
If you enjoyed the content of the video, don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel.
The number one mistake is jumping into AI and ML without Python or automation basics. So this is big mistake. People see tools like ChatGPT and LLMs, which we identify as large language models, right? And they immediately say, hey, AV, I want to do AI for networking. But they've never written a proper Python script that can actually perform some configuration changes on the network devices, right? Or they've never stepped into the shoes of being the automation engineer, right? They've never explored how automation really works, but they're just hearing this fancy terminology like AI and ML and all that stuff, right? And they've never automated a device. They've never worked with APIs. So AI for networking is not magic. Okay, it's built on Python, it's built on automation, and it is built on data handling. If you don't know Python, NetMiko, Ansible, Pandas, RESTconf or NetConf, then AI is gonna feel impossible for you. So the formula is very simple, right? First you learn Python, then you learn how to automate, then you learn how to work with data, right? And then slowly we progress towards AI. If you follow this order and if you don't skip the steps, then it will become easier for you to understand what AI really is from the context of network automation. The second mistake that you make or that people make is treating AI as something separate from networking. Many engineers think that AI means leaving routing and switching, leaving the service provider networking, leaving the data center networking, right? And then jumping straight into automation or AI. But that is completely wrong. AI is going to be treated as an extension of networking, as an extension of automation, right? AI helps you to predict failures. AI helps you to forecast bandwidth. AI helps you to detect anomalies, right? AI helps you to automate configs with LLMs, and AI also can help you to convert natural language into CLI commands. So you can literally communicate with a chatbot or chat op application and just say, hey, can you just fetch the interface running configuration for Gigabit Ethernet 1 from my router 1 and router 2? And you just hit enter, and the LLM actually takes care of fetching that data from your devices, even communicating with the actual devices, pulling the information and displaying that information straight onto your chat application, right? This is what AI really means. So when I run my labs at PyNet Labs in EVE-NG or in Ubuntu, right, I can do labs by pulling telemetry data from the devices. I clean that data in Python, right? I visualize that particular data by using Grafana, let's say, right? I convert that particular data or telemetry data into time series database by using tools like InfluxDB or Grafana. Sorry, not Grafana, InfluxDB or Prometheus, and then can use Grafana to visualize that data, right? So that is AI ready data. So AI does not replace networking, okay? AI amplifies networking or automation. The third mistake is about chasing every new AI tool instead of building one practical stack of tools or one practical stack, right? Now, this is very common. I interact with people and they, or I interact with students and they come to me all the time saying that I used Olama yesterday and I also tried Grok some days before, and I'm thinking of trying Gemini as well, right? And next week some other tool. So you see, you keep on hopping from one tool to the other tool, right? And people become, I would say, tool collectors. They're not becoming engineers. The real skill come from mastering one practical stack, right? A simple recommended stack. If you look forward to learn automation, if you look forward to master your skills for AI and ML, would straight away be like, one, you learn Python. Second, you learn pandas or NumPy library for handling data. Third, you learn a library like scikit-learn, which will allow you to utilize the machine learning techniques or machine learning algorithms. Fourth, you learn a tool like Olama or LM Studio, where you can run your LLMs locally on your device, right? Fifth, I would suggest you to learn a library like Scraply or NetMiko or NetConf, NC client for NetConf or request for REST API, which will help your model to communicate with your network devices, right? Sixth, I would recommend you to utilize or learn Streamlit in order to build chat UI, which you can use to interact with your model. And then I would also recommend you to learn any simulation softwares like GNS3 or EVNG or Cisco CML, right? Or even nowadays you can use Container Lab to actually host network topologies with which your model is going to communicate, right? So you need to pick one stack, go deep, right? Don't chase shiny tools. Don't hop from one tool to the other tool. That's not going to be practical for you. And that's the third mistake that people make. The fourth mistake, I would say, is not getting exposed or not practicing on projects that feels real, right? That combine AI and networking. And this is, I would say, the biggest career killer, right? Most people only watch tutorials. They download scripts that are available over the internet. They ask even ChatGPT to create scripts for them, and they feel like they have learned AI, but that's not the case, right? And then when you go in interviews, when you are being asked that what are the projects that you have worked with in terms of automation, in terms of AI and so on, then there's going to be a complete silence, right? So real projects matter, right? Things like I would say predicting network utilization or predicting interface utilization, predicting BGP flaps, detecting the CPU or memory anomalies, right? A bot may be working with a bot that converts natural language into CLI commands, right? Or a failure probability dashboard for WAN links. When you start working with mini projects like these kind of gets you exposed to what's working and what's not working, right? When you start working towards it, you should be able to visualize that what exactly is the step of tasks that you need to achieve for implementing a project like this, right? So whenever we think of like predicting BGP flaps, then there's going to be an element that communicates with the network devices, that pulls the telemetry data about the BGP from the device. Then we use libraries like pandas or NumPy to clean the data that is being collected and only pick up the elements from the data that you're interested in. And then you process that particular data, you pass that particular data to a trained model, right? And then the model is going to actually be able to predict BGP flaps for you in future based on the historical data, right? Subject to how that model has been trained. So when you start working towards projects like these, it will help you to crack interviews. It will help you to be able to explain what kind of things you have really worked on, and that is actually going to help your interviewer understand your skills, right, and the technical stack that you've worked with or you're capable of working with, right? So projects make you stand out. Tools don't, right? So focus on projects and not the tools. Then the last thing, or the fifth mistake, I would say, is expecting, and this is a real-time thing, I would say. So people start expecting decent or great salary hikes just after one course or certification related to a trending technology, right? So this one hurts, but it's true, right? And AI is really not a shortcut to salary. Organizations or companies, they do not pay for certifications. They pay for skills, they pay for impact, they pay for what you can solve. And AI and networking roles, they are needed, right? And the skills that one should have when you equip yourself with AI skills, that includes automation, that includes Python, that includes data, that includes infrastructure knowledge, that includes real deployment knowledge. All these skills are required. So if your mindset is one course is equal to, I would say, hundreds of thousands of dollars of salary, right, or lakhs of rupees of salary in India, you would always stay behind the engineers who build things, right? So when I recommend you, my strongest recommendation would be to upgrade yourselves with automation skills, because AI is not really a finicky tool which is going to let you implement automation in a smack of a second. AI is literally nothing but programming plus mathematics, and then plus the models that you use in machine learning or the techniques that you use. So it's 70% automation and 30% actual AI. So if you are a core network engineer, you should start learning automation as soon as possible, and then upskill to AI or ML related skills. And that's exactly what we do in our trainings, right? So we at PyNet Labs, we have created a couple of courses. One is AI and ML for network engineers, which completely focuses on preparing you with the Python fundamental stuff, like getting you familiar with data processing libraries, giving you a hands-on idea of how automation is implemented. And then we jump into machine learning fundamentals, AI fundamentals, predictive AI, and generative AI comparisons. And then we have another course which focuses purely on Gen AI for network engineers, which lets you utilize generative AI capabilities, right, by using natural language and perform automation tasks on network infrastructure, right? So you should slowly focus towards building your skills, going deep into each stack of tool, right? And then prepare yourself with projects which will help you land at a better position in the industry. I hope this video have helped you understand the common mistakes that people make while upgrading themselves to or being called as AI and ML engineer for network infrastructure. And I hope you work on these mistakes and you become a better engineer next day. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel to stay updated with the videos that we regularly post. If you're interested in learning one of these skills or some of these skills, do check out our courses at pynetlabs.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.